Catherine, what's your working definition of temptation?
I think temptation is that which displaces God from the core of our lives, that which stops us following Christ and being aligned and listening to the Spirit.
I agree, and I think we struggle with being alert just what an issue this is, if you like, alert to the danger that we're in. I was out the other day by a church which was advertising an Ash Wednesday service. Hard up against church was a cafe advertising tea and temptations. and the issue, apart from the odd juxtaposition, the issue for me is that temptation has become something that's rather amusing. Something we have a bit of an issue with because there are bad things out there, and that's rather thrilling and slightly amusing. Temptation isn't actually amusing at all, and the difficulty we've got is that there are actually no bad things. That's not the problem. Chocolate, a glass of wine, sex, money, power, these are not bad things. God created a world full of good things. Our issue, and the issue about temptation, is an issue of appetite. We get into difficulties because we want a thing, like a bar of chocolate or a glass of wine, more than we might want other things that matter more. So, for example, if I want a bar of chocolate more than I want a balanced diet, I've got a problem. If I want to stay in with a bottle of wine more than I want fresh air and company, I've got a very serious problem. It's about the danger of the lesser good over the greater good, and that actually is a real risk to us. It's precisely because the world is full of good things and we're being tempted by good things that we've got a problem.
Yes, absolutely. And if we think about Jesus in the wilderness, he too was being tempted by good things. He was famished. And he's tempted with food.
Yeah.
He's tempted by power and status, things that are naturally his, in fact.
Yeah.
And the deceiver comes and tries to make him question his identity and turn his focus away from being the child of God that he is.
He's actually being tempted to be more himself, if you like.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think what we can learn from that is that we too can be tempted and tested in ways that we don't expect. We're particularly vulnerable to being tempted when we're hungry, like Jesus was, or angry, or lonely on our own, in isolation, or tired, and we don't have the resources to say no, and we just perhaps reach for that extra glass of wine, or whatever it is. So it's really important for us to just recognise where our temptations might lie, where we're most vulnerable. And the good thing, I think, is that Jesus has been in those places too. Jesus was like that in the wilderness. And he can show us, actually, that there is a way through temptation. Again, that turning from sin, turning to Christ, turning to him, turning to God the Father, and putting that back at the core of our lives and seeing that as the most important thing, rather than reaching for the extra chocolate bar.